Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryu Goes Rar. Welcome back again to the series. This is part 7. We're moving up in the ranks here. I think we're almost into Gold 1. I can't remember if we finished the series just after having gone Gold 2, or if we went a little bit further than that. But anyways, that aside, we're just gonna get into some games right away today. Hope everyone's been, I guess if you're a student enjoying your winter break, or you've had a good holiday for either Christmas break or New Year's. Because it's almost over, at least for me it is. Tomorrow will probably be my last morning day to easily upload a video. After that, I may have to do nighttime uploads, or I may have to do uploads, every weekend or every other day. Anyways, our first game here is TVT. So, we're gonna go ahead and do double gas. Actually, you know what? I want to show you guys in TVT another way of playing. This will be reactored Hellions, but I just want to say now, you can play Hellions and go into bio, but typically the goal that you get by opening Hellions, and depending on how many you go for, is just usually map control. Now you usually want to go anywhere between 4 to 8 Hellions. You go 4 if you just want map control and you don't want to move out or anything. If you go 6, you get map control for sure, and you do have the ability to move out as well as possibly dive. And if you go for 8 Hellions, then you absolutely want to dive in with your Hellions. Assuming you're not going mech, that is, as well. But anyways, I'm just going to be showing you guys how you would go Reactor Hellion off of Reaper Fast Expand into bio. Oh, I am slow this morning. So this build, unlike the other Reaper Fast Expand builds, opens with a 15 gas and a 16 racks, otherwise known as gas first. So make sure if you do this that you're aware that you're going gas first. And what we scout is pretty important. So here we do see it's double gas. However, we also see that our opponent went for a tech lab first. So there's not too much to worry about here. So we're going to bring our first worker, we're going to make a factory. The main difference you'll notice between this and racks first is that you won't have the money to make a marine, because you'll want to make the reactor and depot right away. Anyways, because our opponent went an add-on first, we're just going to send our first Reaper across the map. Otherwise, typically, you would not ever send this Reaper out. It's really imperative that you keep this first Reaper alive when you go gas first RFE. Unless you do like some sort of 2 Reaper variation. Anyways, we're just going to check out what he's got going on here. It's likely going to be Cyclones. For this game in particular, oh wait, it's a starport. Okay, so what I think this is going to be is I think it's going to be BCs, and I think it's going to be really bad. Okay, so there's this Hellion. Just going to leave after delaying a starport. Yeah, he's going mech for sure. We can just tell because he's lifted this racks up. This is really bad, though. Okay, oh, this is late. I was just looking at that wondering, what is that? What's it called? We're going to be going 6 Hellions this game, and we're going to do a small dive just because he straight up just won't have the units. You want to go tech lab on this barracks, by the way. And what's going to happen is... Oh, what the hell? He sent his Hellion right across the map? This is awkward. Damn. Okay, so you're just going to swap these 2 buildings, and you're going to make another tech lab and a depot here. So if my commentary slows down, I'm a little bit tired. Anyways, you're going to go 1 Raven, 2 more Hellions. You want to keep your Hellions at home with your Reaper until you're at about 4, but since we're going for 6, we're just going to wait for all of them, really. The other really nice benefit of Hellion styles is that if you don't die or lose your Hellions, basically you've done the purpose of the build, you've stayed alive while you're building your Hellion count, you get the nice benefit of being able to take a 3rd on site. So we're going to start actually mining out the mineral patches here. Okay, we're then going to swap these 2 buildings, and we're going to go Marine Tank. We're going to take these units here. We're gonna go one Cyclone just because it's safe and because we think he's going BC. Oh, there was something over there. We didn't see what it was exactly, but it means that he's not gonna have something here. So we're just gonna take these units and walk in. He has a siege tank right away. Okay, so that was a Banshee that he had for his first unit. So we can just chill out here, actually, because he's already behind a little bit. And we're going to wait for our Cyclone, or we can just do this. Yeah, this build's not very good. Whoops. GG. Okay, cool. He's going to insta-call. We could have gone our third way, like, faster. Or we could have had our third down way faster, but I don't know. I'm so disoriented right now. Anyways, that guy's build was kind of poopy because he didn't go for a CC. Really? Like, what is this? Yeah. It's pretty bad. He was trying to go BC, though. So, you're for the most part right. If you think your opponent's going BC, by the way, go 2 Ravens and make sure you pick up 2 Cyclones. Because what you do is you just disable and your double Cyclone lock-on should kill it. And then if you did kill the BC, or you think they're going to go for another BC, 9 out of 10 times they usually do, you just get Magfield Accelerator. And actually, against BCs in TVT, I like to go just like Mass Cyclone Raven Viking with a couple of Hellions behind it. Which it technically is a mech style, but I think going mech against BCs is easier than going bio. Mainly just because Marines can be kited by the BC, so I'd rather have Marines, or I'd rather have Cyclones with Magfield, because like typically people will be trying to sneak their BCs, they won't teleport in your base, they'll like sneak it by somewhere like here, so you're just constantly moving out with your BC, or your Cyclone Raven Force, right? And then let's say you like saw 3 BCs here, you drop 3 disables, and your Cyclones melt BCs when they have Magfield, and it just becomes a really efficient trade for you. Because if the BC player is losing those BCs is battle cruisers, in case anybody was wondering, then they just get fucked really hard. It's like really hard to come back because you're spending so much on the tech. Whew. Anyways, I feel like I'm talking a little too fast here. I'll try to slow it down a bit. Okay, we see he's sending out his scout here. Saw it just last second on the minimap. We see double depot, but his barracks is late. So we have to ask ourselves why. Likelihood is he maybe won 2 barracks. So in this situation, we're going gas first. We scout possible aggression. It could be just a bad player. In this case, rather than doing Hellions, the safer move is to actually go 2 Reapers, 1 Hellion, 1 Cyclone. And we're going to see here, he's moving his SCV in finally. That's fine. We'll go 1 more Reaper. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't good. And we'll just chill on our high ground here. I'll grab our second gas. And instead of going Hellions, we just go this into a 3rd CC because we're playing under the assumption that we know it's going to be some sort of fast aggression, and we should be able to hold it with a quick Cyclone. So Tech Lab here. Factory makes a Hellion, and by the time this Hellion is done, you should be able to swap the 2 buildings, and you'll have 2 Reapers, 1 Hellion, and a Cyclone on the way. So it just kind of works out pretty nicely for you. So you can see here, we swap the barracks because it times out. Grab our 3rd gas right away. We grab the Cyclone. Once the starport guy is done, he's going to go over there and make a 3rd CC. These units, again, still chill. With any luck, you hopefully haven't died to his units. Okay. Starport will go here to make a Tech Lab. And we'll just drop our 3rd CC once we have the money. Should be around 345. Cool, cool. You can see here, we should be able to get a Raven now. And then another Cyclone. Or you can go for a tank. For just because it's easier, but we'll get the tank out. And now we can move out with these units if you want to. We can do a little bit of scouting. Our opponent, in fact, did not do aggression, so I guess his build was just kind of bad. Which, not to be a dick or anything, but that's usually not too rare in low levels. Even in Diamond, when I sometimes play in that MMR. Oh, okay, he's actually doing it all in here, so this is bad. Even when I play in Diamond, a lot of their builds are just really horse shit. Well, I guess horseshit wouldn't be the word, because that's like to describe something when it's like crazy. But their builds are usually just fucking terrible. It's a better way of putting it. So that was kind of unfortunate for us there. We mispathed that a little bit, but it's fine. The key to holding these is just to abuse your advantage. So we actually want to swap these two buildings in case he's going Vikings, because we want to be able to match his Viking count quickly. Okay. Alright, he's gonna try this shit right here. That's fine. Yeah. We're just gonna back up here and yeah, this is bad. Now, he could have obviously done this like way better, but I mean, stuff like this, if we didn't lose our like first units for free, it's pretty easy to hold. We grab our 4th gas here, and he just kind of has to go home because, I mean, what's he going to do, right? Behind this, we're just grabbing our 5 racks. And then once the 3rd base orbital is done, what we can do is we can drop a scan in his main. We see that he's going for his base. So what we can do is we can start to take our 3rd. And we just kind of play a macro game from the ahead standing point. Because he invested a lot of his tech into this early timing that didn't really do anything. And we see he left his siege tank here, so that's pretty cool. We'll just drop an auto turret beside it, just to ensure we get the siege tank. Okay, when you siege your tanks, by the way, try to have them split up like a depot apart from each other, if you can. This just mitigates splash damage and makes sure they like cover a wider range of area. So obviously this isn't essential, but like you don't want to have your siege tanks like clumped in a ball in a game usually, because it's not good. Because let's say they had one tank in position, their one siege tank could, in theory, just shoot one of your tanks and it would hit all of them. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drop a 2nd factory here. This puts us at 5 barracks and 2 factories. And we're going to make 2 more Vikings. These 2 right here. And then we're going to just go medevacs. Make sure you're monitoring your upgrades in your supply depot. We don't have gas. That means we can probably drop another gas geyser. We're about to be supply capped again, so we can do 2 depots. We also want this armory down, so we'll go ahead and drop that. And now, if you're like ever worried in a position like this, always have a tank siege to the natural, by the way. You can drop 1 sensor tower, and next sensor tower. Try to have your sensor tower covering here, just to protect you from doom drops. And then we'll just pick up our Marines once we have them. And I like to keep making depots in front of my tanks, because they can act as like little barriers. Units have to go through a choke in order to get to them. Okay, so we'll grab these Marines. And we'll drop them, say, like right here. And we'll take these 3 Marines. Oh, look at that, see? This is actually right here a great example of what I'm talking about. Because here, by using our minimap, we see a doom drop is on the way. So we're going to stim. And you can see that. That was so easy for us to defend. I'm actually going to chase it with these 2 medevacs here. Check this out. Okay, he had his boost ready. But you can see there, just by having the missile turrets, like, we prevent a doom drop from really doing much. Or not missile turrets, sorry, the sensor towers. We prevent a doom drop from really getting a lot of, I guess, otherwise lame damage. And what we can do, we can just leave a couple units here. We're gonna actually cut SCBs for a little bit because we'd rather have units here because we're way oversaturated. So we can go ahead and drop a scan here. Drop a scan here. We see he doesn't have anything. So in this situation, what you can do is you can take 4 Marines. You want 1 on the watchtower, 1 over here, 1 over here, and maybe 1 over here. And you just kind of make shit. And we're waiting for him to land his 3rd base here. So we're going to occasionally just keep scanning or throw a single unit in. Hopefully he hasn't taken the 3rd base here. If he has, oh well. But as he's like flying the 3rd base, what we want to do is we kind of want to just snipe it. So we'll take a single unit and just move it here. Yeah, it's supply cap, so we'll drop depot here. Okay, so he's probably going to take this 3rd base as it's just the best to take. We can drop a new sensor tower here if you want. When you're approaching 4 bases, you want to drop 2 ports and a fusion core. Okay, so we see he had a little marine force here. This is kind of shit, so we'll just go in with our better army and kill it. And then if you want to be a little cheeky, this usually isn't a great idea, but we can do something like this. When you see tanks, by the way, not supported by anything, you just drop on top of them. The friendly fire will kill them. And that's GG. Yeah, this guy was just doing too many things at once. 2 factories, 2 barracks, 3 starports, double armory, and double eBay. He's trying to get BCs at the same time. This is a lot of janky stuff. I'm probably playing way too fast, but I kind of just want to hammer the point in of what you do. Now, you may not even get into those situations where you know to do that micro or how to do that micro, but if you like feel like you have some spare APM and you see a tank, or you just see tanks and there's nothing that shoots up whatsoever, anything that drops on top of a tank will force another tank to fire at that unit, and tanks have a very high friendly fire damage. So if you like go and just rewatch that clip, that first tank to the very left just kind of died because 3 other tanks shot it. And typically it takes just 3 tank shots to kill another tank, so the Marines drop close enough, you can see how effective it can be. And if you're moving while you're dropping, like you're not just dropping all of the tanks, or all of your Marines on 1 tank only, like you're kind of spreading them out a little bit. What ends up happening is you also mitigate some of the splash damage that the siege tanks deal, just because you're kind of splitting your units because they're moving and dropping at the same time. So there's a little bit of distance between them because there's a small delay when your units drop. Unfortunately, medevacs don't unload instantly. That would be so cool if they did. Though, if they did do that, I would really hope it's only a late game upgrade. We're going to go gas first here, this TVP, and because we're doing that, it's going to make us also want to go for a 18 SCV scout. And that's because gas first in all the matchups typically only goes for a Reaper. It doesn't go Reaper Marine. So if you want to be safe, you want to do an SCV scout with gas first, because otherwise you can't send out your Reaper. You're like making a huge coin flip. And the coin flip is like, are they sending a zealot out? Are they staying at home, you know? Because if they send out a fast adept, you're sad. If they send out a zealot, you're sad. If they send out a stalker, you're sad. If you know, if they didn't do anything, they left their units at home, then it honestly is kind of just, you kind of lucked out. Anyways, we're going to go over to our opponent and see he has 2 gases, 1 gateway, 1 cyber, and we're going to go ahead and check out his natural. Let's see if he dropped down an expansion. He did not. He's going to now, though, so what we can do is we can just chill here and do what Protosses have done to us for a long time. We're not going to do it long, though. We don't have the APM, and I don't think it matters enough. It's already chasing the SCV. We're just going to go 2 Hellions this game for early aggression. Now, we saw there in that game, because our opponent's gateway wasn't producing anything, we can likely infer that he's just going to keep his first unit at home. Possibly. If it's... Oh, actually, we'll find out. I think he's going to keep his first unit at home. Anyways, that's the Stargate, so Unfortunately, Stargate does kind of hard counter us. Kind of. Stargate's just really good against gas first. Also, this is 3 free probes, so 1, 2. So the trick here, if you see Stargate, is you go for your 2 Hellions, right? But then after you grab those 2 Hellions, you go 2 Widow Mines, and you put 1 in each mineral line. Tech lab here, by the way. And you, you're gonna just have the units rail here. We're gonna make a Viking from the starport. Usually you would go for, usually you would want to go for a medevac and do 2 mines with the drop. But in this case, we're just gonna do it like this. We're gonna make 1 blind marine. Don't worry about starting stim. We're not gonna be using this barracks to research stim, or at least right now. So we're gonna wait a little bit, just so I can show you guys what I'm talking about without going too quick. So you have 2 Widow Mines, right? You take the first Widow Mine, you hide it like, say, here. Second Widow Mine, you hide it right here. This little area right here, and this little area right here. This Viking patrols. These 2 buildings swap. You now make a tech lab on that factory. And you go Marines, tanks, and you make a Raven later. And we just kind of drop an eBay, another depot, and 2 barracks. And check that out. Notice how the Oracle just gets 1 shot. That's why we do it like that. We're gonna drop 2 eBays, or 2 refineries, and we're gonna run past the Stalker force right here. Thankfully we got through. And we're just gonna go for some probes. I guess this isn't gonna do much damage, mostly because we just did it so late, but I mean, we pulled a lot of workers, so up to the I don't know. It's up to you on how much damage you think that's worth. If we went in earlier, we definitely probably, well, not even definitely, we probably would have gone damage. It's possible he still holds that though. Depends. Anyways, with this Raven out now, it stops him if he did go observers from scouting us. These tanks here hold stalkers. We go mines behind this. And a 3rd CC. We probably could have dropped this 3rd way faster. So we'll also drop 2 more barracks as well. Combat shields. Actually, you know what was missing here? Okay, he's gonna do this. So against this, if you can, you want to try and land that Viking. If not, that's fine. We needed a constant depot production here. Since we do know it's Stargate, by the way, we're... Oh, shit. Oh, that sucks. There you would just run over to the missile turret, so I don't know what he's doing here. I don't know what this does. But that's actually really good for him that he did get that Raven, because that was a really tiny force by him. Anyways, we're just gonna chill here and make units. Get your mines out, your bio. And I guess we'll push as these medevacs come out, because that should be when these upgrades finish. +1 attack's already done even. Grab another missile turret right here. We'll grab the Widow Mines from here, because the missile turrets are up. The medevacs are out, so we can go for our push. Go ahead and scan his 3rd. He has his 3rd up, so we're going to want to go there for our push. We're going to want to drop another eBay and armory. Now, to be honest, this game we probably could have thrown down our 3rd on site. That may have been better, just due to, I guess, the position we were in. But it's fine. Typically, you don't want to like lift it up or land it though until you have, say, orbital, just like for safety reasons. Because when it's upgrading on site, it's really awkward if you have to cancel the orbital and then lift it up. Wow, My depot production is not there right now. Anyways, we don't stim there because he doesn't have any units, so no real reason to. We'll grab +2 attack. More medevacs. Ah, he has Chad Rays. So what we do is we walk up these Widow Mines, we press stim, and we walk back so the Widow Mines don't friendly splash. And then we hold control and we click one of the Marines, and we just cycle between the Void Rays. If you don't know, holding control and clicking something grabs all of the units of that type on your screen. So let's say you had a ball of 8 Marauders and 13 Marines on your screen, as well as 4 medevacs, but you held control and you clicked 1 Marine, it would grab all the Marines in your selection. And then you could hold shift, you could hold control, and you could click the Marauders, and holding shift adds stuff, so it would add all of the Marauders. And then you'd have all the Marauders and Marines, and you can move them without moving the medevacs. But typically, when you do stuff like that, it's to grab those certain units with the control click to have them do something. So typically it's with the Marines, it's either to pull them back or have them focus fire something. A really good example actually would be in TVZ. Sometimes for newer players, a really good strategy when you're trying to split against a heavy link Bane army and you have a lot of like Marauders with your Marines, you move the Marauders forward, and what you do is you hold control, you click the Marines, you run all the Marines behind the Marauders, and you start splitting from there. And you leave the Marauders in the front because they tank more damage, and because of concussive shells, they're going to be slowing the Banelings, right? So they'll not only be absorbing Banelings, but they'll give your Marines a lot of space to split. Because they're like solid units, you know? They're pretty thick. So they're gonna they're gonna be bulky guys for you. They'll give you the room to split, and they'll no doubt either bait the Baneling shots or delay the Banelings from getting their desired connections. Anyways, small map, TVP. We're gonna be doing 3-Rex this game. With 3-Rex, you want an 18 SCV scout because you don't go Marine, you go Reaper Reactor. So, 18 SCV scout. Pretty sure this is TVP. Yeah. So, Reaper Orbital. Oh, cannon rush. What we do? Second barracks right away. 4 workers per cannon. 2 workers per pylon. Or per probe. Since we're going to get to this cannon late, we want 5 workers here. This guy can just go home. We don't need to see anything. Okay. We got that, so we can kill this. That's actually just game. So we're going to go reactor here. We're going to actually change this up a little bit. Our opponent did this pretty badly. So, depot here. CC. Tech lab. And we're actually going to cut SCVs here. We're going to go 2 Marines and 1 Marauder, and we're just going to get concussive shells. And once we hit 3 Marauders, we're just going to go for it. Anyways, our opponent's doing a pretty greedy worker transition, so since we're not really doing much, we can just shoot at these. Just drop your mules and make depots here. You can start making SCVs once the CC has started. Anyways, he doesn't have a unit out yet, so we can just shoot at these workers. You can see he's not really reacting, but don't get baited by that cannon, you know? Just sit somewhere like here. Grab concussive. If he does something like this, just walk over the grenade, then walk away. Walk away. If you can manage, you want to target fire the low health probes. And just chill. If you can't do that micro, that's fine. You can just chill between like a 1x1. You're going to see he's going to try and go for it again here. So we just get ready, we watch. Oh, no, he's going to just do a zealot. Okay, we can go home with this. Okay, we have 2 Marauders right now. You know, we actually could have started a eBay and factory earlier. That's what we should have done. With the start of an eBay and a factory, we want to go ahead and grab a second gas geyser. And with the second Marauder coming out, we're going to grab all these units. We'll cancel unit production for a little bit, and we'll just go across the map. And what we'll do is we'll grab a starport and factory reactor. We'll grab another gas here, because we're about to throw down that starport. Continue unit production again. So starport, reactor, +1 attack, and then with our next money, we're going to get stim. Next available money, that is. Depot. Okay. We'll drop down 2 missile turrets too. See here, these units just kind of shit on anything. If you add stalkers, these Marauders are really nice for slowing them down, makes it pretty kiteable. We'll go ahead and grab stim. I can see here it's pretty easy to kite. So we'll grab stim. Our next barracks. If we continue this, this would go here, this would go here. We'd make like 1 depot here and then our 3rd CC, and then we'd go for another timing with Marines, combat shield, and our medevacs. Okay, cool. That's gold 1. That's after 30 minutes playing. Not bad. We should be able to get platinum pretty quick. It's only another 120 MMR away or so, so let's go for plat. Remember to do your stretches mid-game if you feel like the queues are taking long, or really if you just have the time. Stretching your arms out, your wrists out, and your fingers is really useful. Also, a good posture when you're playing the game also helps a lot. Especially if you're going for longevity. Like if you want to play the game for a while, having a shit posture and not taking care of your body, as much of a meme as it is, will limit how long you can play in your total lifespan. So, up to you, the viewer, I guess, to decide how important you think those things are. If you want to learn wrist exercises or hand and arm stretches, there's a really good video. It's kind of old, but it's by Day 9. You can probably just search up Day 9 wrist exercises, and you should find the video. It's like Wings of Liberty old, so it should be maybe I want to say 9 years older. Who knows? Anyways, this is not a map we want to 3x on, so we'll do our standard mine drop into the 6:30 timing. And what that entails is we're going to go 1-1-1. 1-1-1 being 1 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport. Off of 16-16, that's barracks gas, which is racks first, into RFE. And then we're going to do a mine drop, and then after that mine drop, we want to hit right here, or here if he doesn't have a 3rd base, at 6:30 with +1 attack, stim pack, combat shields, and 2 to 3 medevacs, and all the mines in bio we can afford. 4 mines is a pretty nice number. 4 to 6. Anyways, he did a little scout there. Since we're going Reaper Marine, I don't feel like the scout is as necessary, but 18 SCV scouting is still really good to do if you want to be like perfectly safe. Which you don't have to be a greedy fuck like me and ignore the SCV scouting with openers like these. Go ahead and grab our gas. We'll go Marine Reactor. We'll go in and out. Okay, so he's playing pretty standard so far. Yeah, this is pretty standard. He's Opponent knows his build pretty well. Okay, so we'll just leave. We did enough for us. We know what he's doing. This is just standard. This is probably a Twilight opener. Whoops, we don't want to lift that up. My bad. I don't know why I did that. That was instinctive. Start making mines for a mine drop. Move our Marines down here. And actually move this guy over to here. Small little note, if you're ever feeling scared in TVP of anything, you can drop a bunker anywhere between 350 to 4 minutes and 10 seconds. 350 being the earliest you would want it. And obviously 410 being the latest. I think 4 minutes is a pretty safe timing though. So we're going to go one more mine and our 2 barracks. Keep making your depots. At 4 minutes you want to drop that eBay. Okay, we see something was moving on the map right here. It's a hallucination. So we want to have this drop kind of go out while he's not watching in the opposite direction of his hallucination scope. Oh, we probably could have mic'd that better to deny the scout a little bit better. But he doesn't know it's a mine drop necessarily just yet. Now we can kill that. Drop another depot. We'll grab +1. We'll lift these buildings up. Make sure you're just making your units and SCVs. You can grab stim, factory or reactor. We'll do our mine drop, then come back to that. Evacuate with this. Wow. That's a lot of damage. We'll grab combat shields and start our marauders. And we'll just kind of start macroing up. At this point, we don't need to do anything. We did a ton of damage. Honestly, for me, that should just be game-winning damage. For you guys, it may differ, so just right now, focus on your macro. Make your marauders, make your mines. Always start the mines right here as an observer. You can tell because if I move my camera up and down like this, we'll see it. He's going to walk it right over this missile turret, though, so what we can do is we can take these units here. It's going to shoot this observer a couple times, and we kill it. We cut SCVs here because we are already at the ideal 45 to 42 number. And with these next units, we'll just start moving out. Medevac 1, we'll wait for Medevac 2. And these 2 mines. Go ahead and move in a unit to our 3rd. And we're going to start rallying the rest of our units here. So we'll wait to place down our 3rd. Grab another gas geyser. We'll grab +1 weapons. 2 more medevacs. Actually, we need to cancel this and go 2 medevacs here. That's because we want these next batch of units to line up with the 2 medevacs here as they pop. But you can see we're gonna hit a timing just a little bit just a little bit after 6:30, but it's still pretty chill in the hood. Now this thing's actually all good in the hood, but whatever. Anyways, we'll siege 1 mine, siege another, and stim. And he has a pretty formidable force, but we have a timing and units, so you can see his force just kind of gets shat on. We'll drop down 2 barracks. These units are ready, so we just pick them up and we send them to his side of the map. Now you can send them to the main, the natural, to reinforce. It's up to you. There's a lot of things you can do with it. But yeah. Pretty solid. That'll be your standard 1-1 timing. Pretty straightforward build. Maybe your 4th and 5th racks could come down a little bit sooner. Probably could have, actually. So, stuff for even me to work on. Anyways, TVT. We'll do double gas. Some games you don't wall off, and that's fine. You can do something like this, 2 depots here. It's all good. Obviously this isn't ideal because if they go Hellions then you're left a little vulnerable, but some people just, they like put their buildings here in the middle, and the reason for that is if you ever feel like you'll be sieged from here, on this map pool there's not many great siege spots for the main base ramp, but it's safer to have your buildings here to protect the add-ons. So these are sometimes things people like to do. It also helps because not having like a building right here in the center when units are down here can be nice to fight in easily. We actually, missed our 17 gas, so this will be a little awkward, but we'll instead go for Mr. SCB Scout 2. What's something I can show you guys? That'd be interesting here. So we actually missed quite a couple of crucial things. Mainly the scout and the second gas. And we don't want to go RFE off of this, but we kind of have to here. It's fine. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just show you guys straight to Hellion, and we'll make the coin flip that he doesn't outright kill us, but it can be pretty difficult. Because there's like no safety wall here anymore. Yeah, he's gonna scout this too. That's all G. Being a worker here just in case he wants to gas steal. Now we can do an altered and modified version of this where we do depot next. Have the depot guy go here, and we make a marine. Move our reaper to the watchtower. Start up our gas. Chill here. At 225 we move it back. Reactor. Bunker. And these 2 units chill here. Put a bunker right there. Oh wow, he's just going for it. Shooting at the wrong thing too. Yeah, that was bad from our opponent. We kind of goofed a little bit with the Reaper micro there too, so our starport's a little bit late, but I don't know what the fuck our opponent was doing. That's why you don't send your Reaper in like that. It's just not really worth it. So we'll send our Reaper across the map now. We should be pretty safe. You should have had 2 Reapers there if you were going to do something like that. Oh. There's the second Reaper. Speak of the devil. Okay, Tech Lab. Bait his Reaper in here. Free unit. He really wanted that one SCV. Tid for real. Okay. See, as the unit here, we can just kill it for free. Yeah, this is already causing more calamity than all of his harass combined. We can see what he's got going on though. His starport's really late, so we'll just play the standard game here. So actually, we'll go a Cyclone again for 2 Cyclones. Another Depot. Another Raven when we can afford it. Another gas here. We can kill this because this is denying his gas, which is actually really useful for us. Start up a 3rd CC here. Oh. Kind of wanted that Reaper, but that's fine. Okay, we can take these 2 Cyclones and this Raven and we can just kind of move out We obviously aren't going for like a timing at his base or anything, or like a dedicated push, but what we can do is we can just poke around and see what's going on. You know, gain control of the watchtowers. Like, something like this right here, we just disable this tank. These are free units right here. Swap these two, because we now have 2 ravens out. We'll get our double eBay. We have 1 watchtower. Go ahead and grab the second. And we'll move to his third. We'll start making Vikings. And we'll grab our +1/+1 and our 2 reactors. So. Minimap OP. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Scan his main. Do our worker transfer. Drop down 2 more bags to go up to 5. And our second factory. We can see he doesn't really have anything special going on here, so we're in no real danger. And go ahead and grab these 2. Those 2, what do you call them? Refineries. We actually want to go back to depots, so I like to place my depots like this. 3 in a box like here, and then the 4th one a little bit zagged like here, so there's a depot in between like that. And this just kind of creates a little bit of a clump. Anyways, we see he's going for a watchtower control, so we just take 4 Marines, and we move it to the watchtower. Or you can take 2 or 3, whatever amount you think is good. But you want to have those watchtowers. Grab these units here. Oh, we actually see he's going for a push. Okay, so since we're basically safe from this, what we're going to do is we're just going to leave our units here. This double drop will go across the map. And with our obviously way larger Viking army, we'll just shoo this away. Drop an armory. 2 starports. We'll try to drop somewhere like here. Pretty safe spot, but we see he's going mech here, so. I don't know, I guess he didn't see this. That's funny. We'll just kill this missile turret, and what we do here is we just focus as many SCVs as we can. After that, you focus the CC. Because we think he could possibly come from here, we'll siege a couple of tanks. Got combat shields. We kill the CC. We'll kill the starport. Again, he still can't really break this position here. If he comes close, we'll just disable these. Still have this Raven. Drop an auto turret. We're just playing off the mini-map here. Whenever he comes up somewhere, we're gonna shoot it. If you're ever floating money, just do the age-old drop a bunch of shit technique. It's flawless. And we'll gather up all of our units. So we see he has a tank sieged. We're just going to do the classic move I was telling you guys about earlier, which is just literally dropping on top of them. And that's game. Our opponent played really gimmicky and just kept kind of sending shit. I don't know what he was doing. This looks like it was mech, but now that I see he was, what was he going for here? He had +1 infantry armor, so I don't understand. Is that a mistake, maybe? This is definitely mech. It was just a really awkward way of playing it. Okay, moving on to the next game. I'm sorry if my commentary today is lacking. I don't know what's wrong. I'm feeling sapped again. Okay, TBT. Again. This is pretty funny. To be honest, I am GM. You can currently find me in the GM pool right now. My name is under Gosu Cyanine. G. But I honestly did not play like a GM player would. Anybody just below GM probably would have been me there if I was playing like that, because that was just... I'm not playing too well today, but it's still pretty decent. Anyways, we're going to go double gas this game because it's a pretty short map. And better safe than sorry. So in TVT, you always want to do your 17 scout just because, you know, pretty useful. Knowing if they're going RFE or... Oh, that's funny, I triggered this SCV's voice line. Knowing if your opponent is going RFE or double gas is pretty big, because that lets you know, like, hey, should I keep my units here? Should I keep them here? Here? Or should I, like, send them in, you know? Assuming you're on his side. I don't know why I did it there. It's probably because I was there. So, I don't know what the fuck this is. Why are people doing this? This is not a thing. Whatever, we'll keep the SCV patrolling there. Because we want to see if he makes a unit right away. He is. We'll wait a few more seconds, and we'll leave. Okay. Typically, against somebody who does this, I would go for a proxy starport. But because this is a non-gimmick series, we won't be doing any of that. That being said, I want you all to know that there are so many ways I know to just kill people outright in all three of these matchups that I will not be doing just because they're just very cheesy, kind of technical things you pick up from playing the game. It's better you guys learn, in my opinion, the correct way to play, which I think fucking cheesing is one of the worst ways to play, but the benefit to it for some people is if you're just trying to play people who will give you decent practice, or I guess without trying to sound like a dick here, value for your time. Filtering through lower level players, this is called noob checking, is a pretty good strategy. Like, take somebody for TY or Innovation, for example, or Maru actually is a great example. If Maru doesn't know a person, like he does this even to the good Koreans, he'll just outright, like, proxy 2x them until they leave the game, and that's just because he's, like, way better than them, and he'd rather not show one of his actual builds, or, you know, waste his time. It's not because Maru's a dick or anything either, it's just, like, there are better things he can do. Anyways, we have our 5 units, we'll go across the map. I think people who are doing this are just doing some stupid marine tank bullshit, so it's probably what we're gonna face here. This up. Starport's a little bit late, that's fine though. Let's actually get these units together. I think it's tanks, so we'll send just one Reaper. Yep. Bunker tank. Okay. So, what to do here? Well, for one, we know he doesn't have a natural, so we can just sit out here and deny it. If he tries to come down the ramp, we can just throw grenades at it and back off. Another thing we can do is just drop our 3rd CC right away. And we'll go 1 Raven and 1 Cyclone. Go reactor here. We'll grab our 3rd gas. And we're just playing the contain game. We're waiting to see what he does. At 5 minutes, we'll sacrifice one of our Reapers just to go in and get a scout. Go ahead and start up 2 barracks. We'll swap these 2 buildings because I'd rather have the Vikings here. Okay, it's 5 minutes. Let's grab one of these Reapers. Let's check it out. It could possibly even be BC because he went for a bunker. Nope, it is. Okay, so seeing this, the stim, the 2 barracks, and the reactored medevacs lets us know that this is possibly like some sort of stim timing bullshit. Kind of like the 2-on-1, but worse. Because in TBT, that's shit. We have siege tanks. So what we do, we leave 1 siege tank here, and we take all of our units, and we just kind of rally them here. And if we see units coming here, we move towards it. If we have units in the natural, we move down. We're just kind of in a variable spot that can easily change to suit our needs. We can go ahead and grab 2 eBays. Since this is done, we can go ahead and scan. He's dropping his natural, and we see he doesn't have his medevacs in his base anymore, so it's pretty safe to assume that he went out. And there you go. He's going to focus the siege tank straight away, but that's not going to do shit for him because the auto turrets are just going to kill his units. Okay, and I think the only thing he killed there was, let's take a look, 2 units. What were those 2 units? The first Reaper and my siege tank. So, there you go. Stupid shit like that. That's how you hold it. Yeah. Stuff like that's really fucking terrible. I'm gonna quickly close the door right here. God, I do not know why people play like that, though. I think it's pretty worthless. We got the same guy again. My advice to anybody learning the game, learn your build, understand the game, and understand the matchup, and just work at, do your best. This is for bio players, by the way. Do your best to understand your build and timings, and just keep working at getting better and better with them, you know? Like, take a game like League of Legends for an example. Obviously, knowing how to play the game is good and all, and your character that you may have some cool tricks, but understanding the actual basics of your character are really important. Though I guess maybe League isn't a great example because arguably making sure you last hit and are not like just feeding her in a stupid spot are really important too. Probably more important, but I guess that's not really helping my argument here, huh? Let me reword. If you're new, pick a build, learn it, understand the game, keep working on your build. Until you're like a really high MMR, say, I want to say 4,900, you should be able to get to that position just off of like knowing one build really, really well. And by the time you will need a new build, let's say you finally reach 4,900 and you're like, oh, what do I do now? By that time, you should have the knowledge of the game and the understanding to know where to go on your own, if that makes sense, you know? Maybe not. I mean, there's fucking tons of builds on my channel otherwise if you don't know, so rest assured. Okay, we see this guy going for a shitty build again, so we're gonna do a thing called a hard punish here. We're just gonna go 2 Reapers, 1 Hellion. Wow, we killed his SCV. That's some Protoss shit right there. I wasn't even paying attention to it. That's a tilter. We're gonna go 2 Reapers, 1 Hellion. Okay, it's probably gonna let this bunker do his silly build. We're only gonna go 2 Reapers, 1 Hellion this game, and we're just gonna get out an even faster 3rd CC. Just because. Actually, What is the harder abuse I can show you guys? What can I show you that just really, really punishes people like this? Really, you know, just puts the, what would the word be here? Puts the gun to their head, maybe? Okay, reactor here. Starport. Tech lab. I have an idea now. These units go across. So I say this a lot, but Marine tank Viking pushes are fucking stupid. But against a guy who we know is going Marines and medevacs early, like, this is just gonna kill him outright. In theory, it should at least. Okay. We'll do a scout. We'll check here. His first tank isn't out yet. We see he did do the bunker. We see he has the tech lab on the barracks. He's doing the same shit. It's never gonna work. We're gonna swap these two buildings. We're gonna get this gas right here. Vikings. In TVT, early game technical units matter more than stuff like Marines because your Marines aren't upgraded this early on. So it's better you have a lot of tanks and Vikings. And, fuck, you know what? I actually don't have any respect for this guy. We're just gonna, yeah, we're just gonna rally these units across the map. We're just gonna try to mine out as much gas as we can so we can afford this. Because gas is the, I guess, small limitation here. We're gonna make unreactored Marines. We'll drop a second barracks. And a third. Back to Vikings. Probably only needed this 2 barracks, actually, now that I think about it. So we'll do 2 more Vikings and a depot. And we'll put the siege tank right here. And we'll just shoot it right here. He has all of his depots here. That's fucking hilarious. After about 6 Vikings, we'll make libs. Gotta keep making these depots though. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to get in range here. This Liberator isn't gonna do shit either. This is why Vikings are made, buddy. No, we're actually floating quite a lot of gas, so maybe we just needed, like, this much in gas. Actually, maybe we can do this. I don't know what the fuck this is, but against something like this, you just kind of kill these units. And our next tank is on the way, so yeah, it just leaves. There's nothing he can do. And the reason why there was nothing he can do, even if he had better mechanics, is playing like this is fucking stupid from our opponent. It's just not good. It's not going to work. It's too gimmicky and it's too weak. There's a lot of ways you can abuse it. If I went 2x Reaper, he actually just dies. And you know what, actually, if we do queue against him again, I'll 2x Reaper him. Just to show you what I mean. Hopefully we don't get him again, though, because I wouldn't like to gimmick. Ah, excellent. Okay, the map is in. So what we'll do on this map is we'll do 3x, because we don't have to go up here. We can go here to here. This will be the last game for the video, just because we're approaching that hour mark. Plus, we're only a couple of MMR away from, is it gold one or would it be platinum here? I don't actually know. I've been paying too much attention, ironically. But I do know the bar was close to filling. Okay. So camera hotkeys, setting them is really important. Actually, I know another way of doing your base layout and camera hotkey on this map. I saw it from Kier, which, by the way, you should watch. If you had to pick a pro to copy right now, the people I would recommend are number 1, I would say Kier, number 2, Innovation, number 3, TY, number 4 would be Special, and I would say number 5 would be I want to say Fantasy, but he's not playing anymore. We've got our 18 SCV scout. Shit. I guess number 5 would be. I don't want to say Maru because I don't think copying Maru is ever good. All the shit he does is just really. Like, you can copy some moves he makes and some responses he has, but a lot of what he does is just. It works because he's Maru. I don't know. I guess a solid Terran would be Heromarine. Heromarine is pretty good. Or Clem. Clem's actually another really good one, too. What am I doing here? I don't need that. Fuck out of here. Oh, I think after I upload this video, I'm going to take a fat nap, so... Oh. Good thing we reacted to that in time. Okay, so when we see something like this, here's one thing you can do. Because it's a bush map here. Oh, fuck. Okay, I guess you can't do that. Okay, we need to... get this Reaper in and bunker. We actually wanted that bunker way earlier, but it's going to make a wall off here at least. And we're going to make another bunker right here, and we're just going to make Marines. Luckily 3x gives us lots of units, but we just want to make sure we get the CC up in time. So, oh, okay, there we go. That's the game. Okay, let's take a look at what he was doing. Absolutely nothing good. Cool. Okay, so 18 SCV scout would have told us that earlier, and we could have just bunkered earlier. All would have been well and okay. Oh, are you serious? 2 fucking MMR. Okay, we'll play one more because that was a short one. Man. Let's see, does this get cheese most of the time? Let's look at his win here. Oh, damn it. It's not gonna load. I always like, if I get cheesed by somebody, I always like looking at their match history. Because I like to know, does this player only cheese, or do they just pull it out sometimes when they don't want to play the game, you know? This should be the last game. Sorry, what I was saying earlier was this is the other expo route you can do. I saw this from here. If you want to watch like good StarCraft 2, check out the Team Liquid website for StarCraft 2. You can see a lot of upcoming tournaments. The tournaments I recommend the most to watch or just somewhat keep up with would be the Warty team leagues. There is Alumma League, which is a sick one. Kung Fu Cup is one that's coming in right now that's also looking really good. I would say, yeah, right now it's just mostly Kung Fu Cup and Alumma League. But, yeah. Anything with the Koreans or people like Clem and Heromarine Special are really good to watch. From the last Kung Fu Cup, I think it was Kier versus Dark. He expanded like this, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's definitely a really neat way to expand because it's in the direction of your opponent's expo, which typically when you're playing aggressive bio in TVZ, you do want to expand towards your opponent. Okay, Forge, this is a cannon rush. We're not going to drop down the CC there. We're going to do a pylon immediately. Actually going to check back here. We'll drop the CC somewhere, say here. We'll go Marine after Reaper because we still don't see anything. Okay. Check up here. Okay, he's doing in base, so he's just bad. Okay, Reactor. Just in case, we'll check around. Derek's. SCV will check here. Reaper will check this side. Still do it 3x timing. But we still want to like just make sure we're safe here. Make sure there's no shenanigans. Okay, side's checked, so we'll go ahead and send out the Reaper now. Go on, get up there. Okay, put a cannon there, put a cannon there. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but... Check over here. We didn't see the back of here, so... The eBay here. Go here. That's finally a cybernetics course, so there's no way he'll have a Stargate in time. We also see he's just pulling these workers, so we'll just try and do something like this. Just shift Q the Reaper a bunch. It's honestly really worth it. Just every now and then, like... Okay, if your Reaper's gonna die, then just throw a grenade and run out, but for something this small and easy, getting this much delayed mining time is like really nice. This is most likely just gonna be Stargate, so we'll do one missile turret. Another depot. Do Marauder. Marauder. Should we need to cancel these workers here? No, actually we were fine with them. Okay, we'll go back in. We'll check his base here again. We see he has a cannon here and here and here. So let's see. Oh, it's a Twilight. Could be DTs. Okay. Pulled his probes again. That's funny. We'll give him the old, aha! No, JK. I may be an asshole, but don't be an asshole like me. Okay, we're gonna do the expo here just because we, eBay walled that spot. Correct yourself from going there. We'll go with our timing. Depot production could have been way better. Luckily we have a free supply depot from cheating, obviously. Go ahead and drop 2 more barracks. Even I can make mistakes, so it's okay to make them. But in the quest to getting better, you don't want to make them. So we're gonna kill this cannon right here. If it's just one cannon, you focus the cannon just because it has lower HP than a single pylon would. Okay, now we get that one cannon, then this pylon. And since our opponent is not leaving, I can only assume he's from the Grand Order of people who proxy to base. So main here, main here, main here, main here. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm clicking on the minimap, holding shift, clicking one of the units down here. Hold shift, click, move, and yeah. Fucking lo and behold, we found it. I've gone over this. I have no patience for stupid shit like this. This is really bad. This is not the way you play StarCraft 2. Why even make it base if you're just gonna like cuck yourself like this? It's probably gonna be a longer game than I want it to be because he's just gonna probably keep. Yeah, no. Probes and 2 cannons don't beat this. Never. Check over here. Just keep scanning because we're too lazy to send units and not have to. What is this? I'm so confused. Why? Okay. Got lucky this time. Yeah. Oh, I see. It's because he's going GT. Yeah. No. One of his probes went this way, so we're gonna just cut it off here. Yeah. What a piece of shit. I don't know why we scanned that. That was pretty pointless. Anyways, that's not a GG. That's, I don't know. That guy's build was terrible. His style was terrible. That would never work. We had missile turrets. Anyways, we're finally in plat. That game was longer than it needed to be. I'm tired. I'm sorry. That's been part 7. I'll try to get another video out. Maybe when I wake up. I don't know. It's 11:53 right now. More plats playing gold. I'll just promote that. Thank you. I'm actually GM. Alright. I'm gonna call this video quits here. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Take care. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, concerns in the comment section. Goodbye.